Hey barbecue family, this is Kenyatta Robinson. Welcome back to my Backyard Smokemaster Barbecue channel. For those of you who have followed my channel over the last few months, you know that I have been waiting to receive my replacement Weber Summit Kamado, which has the improved stand, a stand that is not as wobbly. And basically I've been waiting for 2 months. But yesterday it did arrive, and this is it right in front of us. So like I said, I received it yesterday. It was delivered pre-assembled by the Weber Northern California representative. He brought it to my backyard and took away the old grill. And I really haven't had a chance to do anything with it, but today I do plan to do at least a 30-minute burn-in high heat, to get rid of all of the manufacturer oils. From looking it over, I mean, everything looks exactly the same except for this portion that we're looking at here at the bottom of the grill. So as expected, Weber added brackets to the triangular portion of the grill of the stand. So you got a bracket here, a bracket over here, and a bracket in the back. So that should add to the stabilization. The other change are with the casters. So the casters, instead of being 3 inches, they are now 4-inch casters. The original Summit Kamado, only one of them had the locking mechanism. But on the revised version, all 3 of the caster wheels have the locking mechanism. So I think these 3 things are supposed to basically make this stand a lot less wobbly, much more sturdy. Alright guys, so I tried to film this yesterday, and actually the video that I had ended up being unusable. So I did cook on it last night, but we're going to reshoot this portion where I show you guys whether or not the changes that Weber has made to the stand are effective or not. So let's check it out. Okay. Now normally, I know I wouldn't, kind of fling it open. Now, being a guy that's used to cooking on Kamados, normally you would want to burp it, open it slow. So I'd probably open it more like this. But I'm just trying to give, a demonstration here as to whether or not these changes are effective. So what do you guys think? I think they've done a good job. So basically, again, to recap, they've added 3 brackets at the bottom. They increased the size of each of the casters from 3 inches to 4 inches. And before, only the front caster had the locking mechanism, but now all 3 have the locking mechanisms, and I do have all 3 of the casters currently locked to hold everything in place. So I think these changes, I think they're effective. They get the job done. I mean, most of your weight is obviously up here at the top. The lower bowl, the upper bowl, considerably heavier, than the stand, the triangle, the little shelf at the bottom. I mean, over 95% of your weight is right up here. Alright guys, let's talk about what's inside the Summit Kamado for those of you who may not be familiar. So it does come with this plastic bowl, and I've seen online lots of people have questions about what is this, what is it for. Basically all it is, think of it as a measuring cup for charcoal. So you can use this to scoop up your charcoal, and gives you kind of a way to, I guess, keep count or get a good idea of the quantity of charcoal that you might be using. I don't know. I mean, I don't foresee myself using this at all. I guess it's good for people who are new to barbecue, and maybe this will help them measure the amount of fuel that you're using. But I don't know. I don't see a lot of value in this. But in case you were wondering, that's what it is. Measuring cup for your charcoal. All right, the grill grate is the same as before. It is hinged on both sides. Now, I still haven't taken the zip ties off of mine, but basically it's hinged, and the centerpiece here, you can lift that up, and basically this makes this grill grate compatible with Weber's gourmet cooking system. They have a lot of different accessories that you can use, like a cast iron skillet, wok, a few other things. So this can come in handy, just gives you more options in terms of how to use your cooker. So that's nice that they made this compatible with the Weber gourmet cooking system. And I should also point out that the grill grate there is the same as the version that was provided on the original Summit Kamado. Now, one of the things that did change that a lot of people have been griping about online is the diffuser plate. So on the Charcoal Summit version, and I haven't seen it in person, so I'm just kind of going off of my understanding, but on the original, the diffuser plate is hinged. So basically what that would allow you to do is to lift it on either side and maybe add more fuel, add wood chunks, wood chips, what have you. And also I believe that the diffuser plate on the original, I guess it's double insulated. I don't know if I'm even describing it correctly, but I believe there's something else that's different about the construction of the plate. And I think it may be thicker or double walled. I'm not quite sure if I'm even explaining it correctly. So maybe those of you who have the original Charcoal Summit grill can elaborate in the comments. But those are my understanding are the big differences between the diffuser plate on the original and the one that comes with the Summit Kamado. Now, me personally, I have absolutely no issues, concerns about this diffuser plate. On my original, I had no problems maintaining low and slow cooks, which is really what its purpose is. Honestly, if you fill up if you know you're going to be doing a long cook, basically just fill that sucker up with all that charcoal, set up your intake and the exhaust, appropriately for a low and slow cook. This thing does not fly through charcoal. It's very fuel efficient. It does not burn a lot of fuel, a lot of charcoal. Creates very little ash compared to other cookers out there. So you will not have a problem cooking all day or all night with the Summit Kamado. So I just don't think that you would have cause to, access the fuel midway through your cook. Plus, if you're doing that, your food's going to be on the food grate, so you'd have to remove the food grate with your food anyway. So having to lift up the diffuser plate, not a big deal. Not a huge inconvenience, if you find yourself in that situation. Now, most of the other things are still the same. You've got your ring here to support the charcoal grate, which you can have in different positions. You can have it up here. Maybe you want to do some grilling, high temperature cooking. So you've got your fuel up high. Also, forgot to show this part, also comes with 2 fuel baskets. So it just gives you different options, 2 charcoal baskets. It gives you different options on how to set up your charcoal. If you want to put your charcoal in the baskets, and then maybe set it up, in the middle, directly under, that center portion where you might be using the Weber gourmet cooking system. Maybe you've got the skillet up there and you're doing some high heat, and this gives you an easy way to put your coals directly underneath. Or maybe you want to do like a low and slow cook, and you want to bank some charcoals off to the side here, and then you've got your food over on the right side. Do the indirect cooking, low and slow, or you don't even have to use the baskets. You can, just set up your charcoal how you want, right on top of the charcoal grate. These things are solid. Another option is to take that ring completely out. Put your charcoal grate down at the very bottom. Set up your charcoal for some low and slow. You're just moving your heat source farther away from your food. So you've got different options for setting up your fuel inside your cooker. And then those of you who are familiar with Weber kettles, Weber Master Touch, Weber Performers, you're familiar with this. This is the same traditional Weber like ash clean out system that also serves as the intake. Now here's a nitpick. So again, my grill came pre-assembled, my replacement grill by the Weber representative. So I'm pretty sure, tell me if I'm wrong, guys, but the ash catcher, right now, the way they set it up, they've got it set up so that it's facing the left side of my grill. And I think that it's supposed to be facing the front of my grill, right? So it's a nitpick. I'm probably not going to try and adjust it because I already, wrestled with this thing when I put together my original, and I really have no interest in doing any more tinkering. I have to come over to the left side to set up my intake. But basically you slide it, you can line it up with these different holes here to set up how much oxygen is coming into the bottom of your grill here. So let's see if we put it here at the first position. Yeah, and that gives you, I guess that's like a quarter of the way open. And that's where you would basically want for a low and slow cook. You put it in that second position. That's about half open, I think. Or maybe that's Maybe that's 2/3. Let's see. Line it up here with that third circle. Now it's all the way open. That's probably what you want for some hot and fast grilling action. Anyway, very easy to set up your intake down here. And basically, once you set up your intake, you do all of your adjustments to set your temperature that you want up here at the exhaust. So you can make adjustments however you want. They got your cool touch handle. You can have it just open the sliver for your low and slow cooking. I'm telling you, you set this up, dial in your temperature. You really don't have to do much. I mean, maybe just take a peek at it every hour or so is what I've been finding, but you really don't have to do a lot of messing around once you get that temperature where you want. And then again, you just make little micro adjustments, open it all the way to increase the temperature, open that up. Now you're set up for some high heat cooking. And this is all consistent with the original version of the Charcoal Summit. Like I said, I think Weber, I think they nailed it this time. Again, I don't have any concerns. I think the correction that they've made to the stand by, again, reinforcing the triangle part with the brackets, increasing the size of the casters to 4 inches, and making them all, giving them all the locking mechanism. I think that solves the issue of the wobbly stand. All right, guys, so this is Kenyatta Robinson. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that like button. All of your support really helps the channel and provides the fuel that keeps me motivated. I love hearing from you guys. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. So if you're like me and you avoided buying the Summit Kamado Grill Center version, which costs, I think it's an additional $700. It comes with the built-in cart. I came across this cart at Costco recently. It's like a kitchen cart. Now, I forget who made it. I'm sorry, guys. If you ask me, I'll see if I can find it. I think it costs like $120, maybe $129. Real easy to put this thing together. Looks nice. It's actually, I think it's the perfect height. Love that it has wheels on it, so I can use it in conjunction with my Summit Kamado, or I can wheel it over and use it with one of my other cookers. So there are alternatives out there that you can do to save yourself some money in case you don't want to go all out with that grill center. So that's a bonus tip. Take care.